boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, or whatever you want me to call you. In this particular video, I'm going to take you to the time when I was a boy. One of the first computers I ever used myself was the Philips P2000T computer. Back in the 1980s, we had the personal computer for professional use and the home computer for use at home. Well, what is to say, back then this was a pretty normal startup for a home computer, and mostly the basic programming language was also serving as the operating system. So I could just write some nice programs. Like this, and the run command would just work that out. Of course, with the home computer also came some games, and I may show you a few games written for the P2000T home computer. What is important to note, you can already see that a bit on the screen, is the P2000T was most of all popular in the Netherlands. Due to that, not only the operating system I'm using now is in the Dutch language. I guess that what you see now on the screen was pretty easy to translate. Versie means version, and bytes vrij means bytes free. 31,350 bytes was back in the time pretty much. That is pretty much of a laugh right now. Of course, I'm not using a real P2000 now. This is an emulator. This emulator is in turn running a DOSBox, so technically I'm running an emulator inside an emulator. The P2000 didn't have a hard drive and had also no diskette support. That is all more advanced technology. The P2000 used very small cassettes, which is also the reason why the header says Philips Cassette Basic. These cassettes were played at a quicker rate as a normal cassette tape, and contained very high sounds that a normal human being wouldn't be able to hear, but the computer could get its programming from that. Well, since my Windows PC running DOSBox can't handle these tapes, since the recorder I need for that is no longer manufactured, the creator of this emulator turned some of them into nice files, makes them also quicker to load, and by Shift and 1 on the numeric keyboard I could see what was on that tape. Inhoud is the Dutch word for contents, and Doolhof means maze. Well, 2 is implying this is the second version. Bus means basic, and then the number of bytes. The C stands for cassette, so cassette load. I only had to enter the very first letter, which is, by the way, case sensitive, and then it loads. Now there is no CLS command in on the P2000T, so this is the way to do it. And when I type list, you can see the source code. When I do shift and 5 on the numbering keyboard, I actually get a more bar. Now I'm not really going to break all this code down. That would just be ridiculous. I'm just going to scroll quickly through that. Well, you can see the game itself is in Dutch, so all strings are also in the Dutch language. I will just start up the game and translate what is on the screen. And here you can see that it is actually a maze game, posing a bit like it is 3D. Well, 3D was back in those days already this, because to modern standards this would be seen as 2D. Toelichting means that it is asking if you want to know how the game works. The J stands for ja, which means yes in Dutch, and the N stands for nee, which means no. I will read every sentence in Dutch and then come up with the English translation. In dit spel bevindt u zich in een doolhof. In this game, you are finding yourself inside a maze. Op het scherm ziet u de wanden in perspectief voor u liggen. On screen, you see the walls and corridors in perspective lying before you. And damn, then the fucking recording thing from the Xbox recording is in the way. So far my translation then. Not really important, let's just move on to the next part. Basically you will get a 3D view of the maze. Like this. Well, this is the entrance. I will get a penalty point for every move I make. Strafpunten means penalty point. Draai, and then the arrow keys, well, draai, it means turn around. Step is, of course, step forward or step back, and it says that I can see a map when I use the space bar. I get a penalty point for every step I make and for every second that I check the map. You see the timer going. Well, let's go to the north. Turn east. And now it says that I have 70 penalty points, I think. Or it was possible to get out of the maze with no more than 22. That's most likely the very most direct route. So that is 17 too much. Your result is 98. Do you want to try again? Oh, yes. No, not the rules again. I can also take a compass with me. That gets me 10 penalty points at the start. However, the compass, it doesn't point north. It points to the way where the exit. is. Now, basically, the exit is in this game always at the east side of the maze, so technically the compass always points east. Now, as you can see, the graphics in this game are pretty simple in setup. That was really the best the P2000 could do. And maybe also why it met its demise, or so to speak, when the MSX computers came, which could do a lot better than this. Well, let's get out of the game. And well, so far this video about the maze game. I may do another video soon in which I may show a different game from the good old P2000T time. See you and bye bye.